I want to start this off by telling you to basically just go watch a different video, right? Like, I have my own opinion here on this whole thing. But I just want to start off by telling you this video is not going to be as interesting as this video on the Letter Hack's channel. The Letter Hack, who I consider a friend of the show, right, did a 3-hour program with a group of TYT chat mods that resigned in protest. So I just want to let everyone know, before I get into it, go watch this video instead of this one, and or go watch it first. If you haven't seen this yet, just go watch it. There's some good information in there. Hey, you all know, 3 hours? Hey, I don't have time for 3 hours, right? That's 90 minutes. Boom, I just saved you an hour and a half of your life. 2x that shit, okay? Throwing that out there. But for those of you that are uninitiated, the Young Turks, also known as the Young Turks, basically the way they operate is they do live streams on various platforms, right? And those live streams have chat rooms that at one point, I guess, to my understanding, was unmoderated. Now, I say this, I have an unmoderated chat. I think it's kind of cool, so I'm just throwing that out there. Hey, that's my opinion. But then people said, hey, I wouldn't mind donating my time to have the chat be usable, right? And so, to my understanding, a group of people decided that, all right, we're going to step up and we're going to make the chat a fun place to be. They had a lot of friends, they had a lot of fun, all that good stuff. But this is an interesting aspect of streamer culture, right? Is that people that do streams and YouTube and all this, like artists online, right, will let people become moderators for the chat, and it's often associated with no money, right? And one of the reasons I don't have, and I'm going to get in, they released the resignation letter. I'm going to read this in a moment here. Just give me a break for a second. But the reason I don't use mods or have mods in my chat is because what happens when you have mods is it creates unnecessary power dynamics, in my opinion. Now, again, I have a 50 viewer stream on average, not a thousands of viewer stream on average. If I had a thousands of viewer stream on average, I just wouldn't use the chat. That's okay. I'm just, but one of the problems with the situation with the Young Turks is you have, and hey, it may be, just bear with me. You have a group of people that really enjoy an artist online, a network, if you will, and they feel like they're a part of a movement and they want to participate. And I'm going to call it what it is. It's a parasocial relationship. And streamers often take advantage of parasocial relationships. I say this having been a streamer since I was very young. I started streaming when I was 16 years old, and I've had multiple different points in this career, if you will. And I definitely am very familiar with how parasocial relationships form. Someone feels the desire, oh, I like what you do, I want to help you do it free of charge. Now, when someone has like 43 viewers and they're playing Diablo and they got 2 chat mods and they're like their friends or whatever, and like 1 or 2 trolls comes in and it's like maybe they're doing like a competition and they can't, that's a whole different story. But the Young Turks, right, what it is a large, multi-millions of subscribers and viewers, multimedia conglomerate. That's what it is, right? And that is not the same thing as your average streamer that has like 12 viewers and they're like playing retro games on Twitch. That is not the same as my stream that has 50 viewers, right? Where I'm just sitting here talking and I'm not, if someone says something stupid, I can just ban them instantly, right? So what these people did at the Young Turks is they basically took advantage of a parasocial relationship that they had with the viewers, and instead of treating them like equals or employees or, people that are providing them value, they treat them in a way, oh, we're giving you the privilege of being able to work for us for free. Now, again, I'm just calling it out. This is what... Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all, okay? I have thought this exact thing for a long time, and I know a lot of the TYT mods that watch me have, you know, they've been watching me for a while. This has been my opinion the whole time, but, you know, maybe I was too nice before. But, so TYT is taking advantage of a parasocial relationship with viewers to get them to do free work for them. And basically, what that culminates in is a bunch of people who essentially can just, like, they feel the desire to put in as much time as they can because they feel like at some point they might get something out of it. Right? And again, this is human nature. I'm just saying, like, this is how we all think, whether or not we want to or not. You know, we are all default. We are thinking, oh, if I do this, maybe at some point I can do something else. It's climbing the ladder, right? I get it, okay? But the reality of the situation is that people were used and abused, and they basically just wasted their time. Like, I mean, now again, we can say, oh, well, time wasn't wasted. We met friends along the way. That's all great, right? But essentially, right, as far as the Young Turks is concerned, it's a revolving door. They're just going to get the next batch of parasocial obsessed weirdos. No offense to anyone watching. That's how they view you, right? That's how a streamer would view someone who's willing to put in 8 hours of free work for them. I'm just telling you what they're thinking, okay? So they're just going to get the next batch, and it's just going to be a revolving door, okay? With that being said, it is important to understand that it is a brave thing to do, right? If you are not an artist online, some people call them content creators. I loathe that term. But if you're not an artist online, right, and you want to be, let's say you're aspiring to be, right? Like, it makes sense. Oh, well, where do you want to start? Well, I'm, you know, a high-ranking chat member of the Young Turks community, right? Like, so people want to, like, you know, they want to be in that position. It's a power position. They can gain things from it. As well as, now, my opinion, moderation should be a job that no one wants to do. It should be janitorial duty. That's my opinion. But a lot of people understand that, and it is the way it works, that when you become a moderator, people view you with authority. You have a higher place in the hierarchy, right? And so at any point, when you have someone who is not at the bottom tier of the hierarchy, now they're close to the bottom, but not the absolute bottom tier of the hierarchy, it is difficult to convince someone to make a move that makes them go down a rung on the ladder. Typically, people are groomed from a young age to believe that they should be endlessly climbing the corporate ladder, right? You should always be taking, you know, opportunities to climb the ranks, right? So when someone goes out of their way to purposefully downgrade themselves, I personally believe it's always worth listening to that. And so I want to read their letter here. It's not too long. It's 2 pages, so I'm just going to read the whole thing. And we're going to see directly what they have to say. But again, also, you should go watch the live stream they did with the letter hack. But let's jump into the subject at hand. So, letter to TYT owner, staff, and volunteers. We are sorry to say that we're resigning from providing TYT with our unpaid labor. We had agreed to moderate for Strong Progressive Channel, who had strong core values. Over the past year, hosts, mostly on the main show, have allowed their own core values to slip, making us question whether they even have those as values. Now, I'm going to tell you they never did. I'm just going to sit here and tell you they really never actually gave a shit about that. I'm just, you know, Jenk and Anna especially, they didn't give a fuck about any of this shit. That's my opinion. Some specific ones include: every action we take is to support our mission. We participate with positive and productive attitude. We are inclusive and we lead by example. We participate in constructive communication. We check our ego at the door and we act with dignity. Now, obviously the Young Turks main show does not do that. I mean, like that. I mean, I'm just throwing that out. Like, they haven't done that for, I don't know, a long time now. Like, but again, you know, if this is what they profess to say, right? This is their words. This is what they are claiming, right? I'm always a fan of using someone's words against them. Every action we take is to support our mission. The mission is to boldly pursue truth, challenge the establishment, and drive positive change. Now, again, Young Turks, not really doing that, right? But again, the moderators are doing that. So the moderators resigning. Now, we can argue, now, again, I'm not, you know, we can argue that this is actually them leading the core values, right? Like, hey, the core values that we were told are the values when you gave us the fucking mod badge or whatever. Now we're doing it. Oh. All of a sudden, it's a big deal. I gotta fucking... Okay. We fail to see how bad-mouthing, insulting, and belittling the unhoused helps to drive any form of positive change, or how it challenges the establishment. Corporate media and the wealthy look down on the unhoused, and Anna's anti-homeless rant is in direct support of that mission failure to provide any ideas on how to help that don't include barbaric measures, only dogpiling onto those problems that the unhoused have across the nation by furthering negative stereotypes in the opposite of positive change for that community. Now, again, and again, manufacturing consent theory, I will never be there, but if I had a show that millions of people listen to, right, I'm trying to, like, imagine what world I would spend that platform, like, ranting and raving that homeless people exist. Like, I'm just like, millions of people listen to me, I'm gonna talk about how much I hate homeless people. Like, I'm trying to, like, if I had millions of people that listen to me, you know what I'd be talking about? I'd be talking about COVID every day. I'd be talking about food. I'd be talking about, like, fucking the corn industry. I'd be talking about drugs. You know, I wouldn't be talking about how much I hate homeless people. I'm just saying, like, but again, manufacturing consent theory. My nose is, like, so itchy right now. Calm down, okay? We participate with a positive and productive attitude. Failure to learn from one another and having an understanding attitude is what leads to issues like Anna's recent transphobic remarks and her birthing person meltdown. She's refusing to learn from the immense pushback from the community and former fellow hosts such as Benny and Sandy. For those of you that don't know, Sandy Lovas, aka Left of the Box, not gonna lie, never heard of them before, but I met them on the Letter Hack show about a week ago or so. And they apparently were a TYT contributor, but left a couple of months ago. Obviously seeing the writing on the wall here, you know. You know, subscribe. Someone, actually I don't have links enabled, but just look up Left of the Box, I believe is the channel name. Those positive hosts who help others outside of those communities understand and gain more insight to leave the network punishes the audience by taking away that knowledge and life experiences. I don't know. This S here. I don't know about this S. I'm just saying this S here is driving me nuts. Hey, I didn't put it there. We are inclusive. How can one be inclusive if they fail to learn from their mistakes, apologize for the lack of knowledge, and grow as a person? Anna clearly stated during an interview on another show, I'm uncomfortable talking with non-white people. Hey, I'm just going to play the clip. I mean, I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of this one.
Look, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I'm a little scared or like, I'm afraid of, like, talking to people who are outside of my race because...
Like, I'm just saying. Like, why would anyone ever say that? Why would anyone ever say that? Like, on the list of things that no one should ever say. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Look, it's happening live. Look at this shit. Oh, my God. All right. Yo. 1984. 1984, motherfuckers. All right. This is some 1984 shit. You just saw this happen live. Fucking George Orwell would be rolling in his grave right now, motherfucker. All right, let's keep going. That is the least inclusive statement I have ever heard. I have heard. Core tenets of progressive politics include fighting for the oppressed, especially when it's unpopular. We act based on values, not what polls well. Now, this is the big thing I have a problem with the Young Turks, is they basically, their entire politics is like, right? Like, that's their entire politics, okay? And, like, that's it. Like, who was just in the room with me and what did they say? Those are my politics, right? I personally, my politics are a little bit more advanced. You know, I've maybe, I don't know, thought about it a little bit more than they have. But hey, that's just me. It's incredibly harmful to marginalized groups like non-binary folks to not be included in language that directly affects us. This is inherently regressive and exclusionary. We lead by example while moderating. All of us had to get the chat under control over statements made by hosts. This tends to happen on the main show more than any other show. I apologize, I'm high as fuck. More than any other TYT live chat. The hosts make comments that are exclusive, sexist, racist, and transphobic, while TYT being such a large platform and having a far reach, these toxic statements and views are heard by the viewers who start to believe them. Now, I just want to say this. Over the last week, I've made a couple, 1 or 2, maybe 3 videos on the Young Turks. You may have seen them. And I've been getting so many TYT fans that are telling me, the Young Turks is right. You leftist TRAs are crazy. Why are TRAs so obsessed with having civil rights? You leftists are crazy. Like, this is like, these are people that self-proclaim TYT fans, right? So, like, what's happening is they're basically giving TYT fans that may have underlying transphobia that they haven't worked through a free pass. Oh, well, fuck. I mean, the home of progressives hates trans people too, so fuck it. Yeah. Trans women are men, bro. LMAO! Oh my god, 1984 part 2. It continues to perpetuate harmful stereotypes and pushes the network to the right, not the left. We understand that not everyone will be in there. It will be in the same space. We understand that not everyone will be in the same space, and we need to meet people where they're at. How can we meet someone who doesn't want us to meet them, but just wants to pull us toward them? This has been making the network exclusionary to fellow leftists and those who are dipping their toe into a progressive sphere. There is a worry about the main show hosts being stuck in their own echo chamber with an H, to the point where they can no longer lead by example. Now, I'm willing to say that they have not been able to lead by example for a while, but hey, that's my opinion. Hey, we participate in constructive communication. Quote, we work actively to spread mutual respect, to dampen aggression and distrust. We work outward and cohesively, not inward and divisively. We need diversity in our community and strive for it. I understand wanting to be an ally, but if you don't listen to those from the community you're trying to ally yourself with and try to understand why what you said was hurtful or wrong, that is on them for refusing to participate in those conversations. Now, again, Cenk and Anna, literally, they were offered an on-air debate with the, at that point, only transgender contributor left, right? And then Cenk decided, I'm going to just call you dumb on the phone, and then did a show later that week saying trans rights activists are stupid, right? So they've been consistently shutting down debate, right? They've been consistently shutting down debate while claiming we love free speech, while claiming we're unfiltered, right? Didn't like Anna do a show called Unfiltered at some point? Like, she's... All right. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting where I am. Also, yeah, on the subject of being an ally, right? I'm sorry, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. A week ago, right? A week ago, I had no clue that people actually, like, identified as an ally, as, like, a serious political position that they would defend even when they're not. Like, I'm just, like, I didn't know that. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I had no idea that, like, cis people and straight people took that shit that seriously. Like, I'm, like, watching a lot of videos over the last week and seeing how people go, like, my track record. I'm an ally. Right, like, I mean, I didn't know that people took it that seriously, right? I just didn't know. So that's my opinion on ally. You don't listen to those from the community you're actually trying to ally yourself with and try to understand why what you said was hurtful or wrong. That is on them for refusing to participate in these conversations that need to happen to promote growth and help spread these values. Those, I should say. We check our ego at the door. There seems to be a serious ego problem with Jank and Anna on the main show. Neither is able to check their ego and allow themselves to be wrong, or to even be able to confront the possibility of them being wrong. Within 3 months, Anna went from not having an issue with trans people to saying that they're uppity. She has been in the media long enough that it's hard to believe that she just got swayed by someone else's talking points. Now, I will say it is not hard for me to believe. I believe Anna's a dumb bitch. I also believe Jenk is a dumb bitch. I believe that most people at TYT, I'm not going to lie to you, they don't have much to offer. That's just my opinion. But Jenk and Anna, especially, the dumb bitches of the dummiest bitches, okay? I'm just throwing that one out there. That's just my opinion. I am not speaking on behalf of these people. I'm just reading the goddamn letter, okay? Talking points. Someone else's talking points. Despite this and the pushback she gave, the saddest non-apology, there was only lacking a ukulele. Y'all, I can't with this shit. And placed blame on Twitter, saying that people pushed Benny to quit. None of us have seen anyone talking about Benny leaving or needing to leave due to transphobia. And I will say, I have said that. Now, you know, I've got a lot of people that have said that they're accusing me of being the Twitter activist here. Now, I personally don't believe that. I don't believe that Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur have really ever talked about me or looked at what I had to say. That said, Anna did block me. And, you know, but, hey, I don't know. I have been saying if you work at TYT, you should quit. I made a video, not last Friday, but the Friday before that, saying if you work at TYT, you should stand up and or quit. So I just want to say, you know, semi-responsible. I'm just taking a little bit of credit for that one. And I just like pressed a button and opened a program I didn't mean to open. So, whoops. None of us have seen anyone talking about Benny leaving or needing to leave due to transphobia. Anna is refusing to take responsibility for her own actions and statements. But that's the more important thing, right? Is saying that someone would leave just because some random person on Twitter told them to, versus, you know, she did not take any acknowledgement whatsoever at all. Like, Anna was just saying, man, like, the Twitter mob, the woke mob, basically just forced her to quit. Right? When, as the leader of the woke mob, okay? I'm the motherfucking leader of the woke-ass mob, bitch, alright? I'm telling you, like, that did not happen. Now, I just want to be honest with everyone. I don't know Benny. We follow each other on Twitter. That's it. I've never spoken to her in any way. I just made videos that, like, loosely referenced her, right? And even with that in mind, right, she is her own person. She can make her own decision. The idea that Anna would just, like, Anna knowing that Benny has repeatedly asked to have an on-air conversation, knowing that Cenk and herself have refused to have that on-air conversation, instead of acknowledging that, just blaming random people on Twitter, I don't know, man, that's just funny to me. We act with dignity, refusing to own up to your own actions, statements, and the shows you go on and the topics you discuss is a lack of dignity. If you want to go on another podcast and state that you don't like being around or talking with anyone who isn't white, but you refuse to say it on your own show, you have no... That's the other thing. Like, I am waiting. Like, I'm telling you, Cenk and Anna 1 year from now, that's going to be fun. But, like, I'm telling you, the moment she says, like, I'm afraid to talk to black people on TYT, that's going to be fun to watch. I'm going to tell you right now, that is going to be fun to watch. Okay? Wow. And you don't care about the communities you're talking about. Thank you for your understanding. We hope that this will help wake up either the hosts or the chat to these right-wing talking points and hatred that is currently being spewed on the main show. And this is signed by Vitingale, Lindsay Robb, Adrian Vixen, Roller Dragon, Goddess 4 Wins, 4 with a U in it, Forbzilla, 0PE, John Ross, and Spectra Phonic. So shout outs to them. I will also say that I have poached some viewers here. We got some of them in the chat. So what's up? Stealing viewers from the Young Turks. I'm just throwing that out there. But I personally think it's a decent letter. I think it's good. I mean, we saw some live 1984, like, this is literally like Stalin airbrushing out that one guy from the photograph. Like, we saw that happening. But I think it's pretty good. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that the Young Turks is even going to read it. I don't think Cenk or Anna are even going to read it or even know this exists. And why is that? Because it goes back to they don't value anyone in the chat. They don't value you at all. They never did. They never will. And they never will value the next group of sorry saps that are going to take your spot. Right? And I'm just like, they don't even know your names. They don't care about you really at all. Like, you may have, like, talked to, like, someone that worked there on the phone a couple times, man. But I'm telling you, they're not going to say a thing. They don't give a fuck. And that's why, we have to spread the word on small channels, right? Like myself, like the Letter Hack. Again, watch the Letter Hack's full 3-hour live stream for more information, of course. Because the Young Turks is the establishment. They are the establishment. They are the corporate Democrats of YouTube. So, someone's got to talk shit about them. And, I'm down to lead the charge. I got nothing else to do, so what are you going to do? But anyway, I think the root cause, if I can have any takeaway here, is that this is what happens when artists online will weaponize parasocialism. And the idea that a multi-million-dollar corporation can't pay people to spend 8 hours sifting through neo-Nazi garbage, because that's really what being a chat mod to a stream that has like 50,000, or I don't know how many viewers they have, 5,000, 50, I don't even know what their concurrent average is. But like basically what it amounts to is just like looking at people say the N-word over and over again and then deleting it, right? So like, I don't know, man, like, I don't know, you got scammed. You got taken advantage of. It sucks. But the best thing we can do is to try to prevent anyone else from being taken advantage of. So that's why I support this. And again, at any moment when someone is purposefully going down on the ladder, when they are purposefully resigning from a power position, that is always something that I think is interesting to look at. So regardless of any of this, but so shout outs to the mods that quit, and I am now taking applications. So by the way, you will get $0 and you will like it.